You alright, folks? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you. It always is. I hope you're doing well. Quarter final time for us over in Switzerland and Germany. As always, we're going to touch on these matches today very shortly. Before we do, like the video, get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're not. Appreciate it if you did. I think we're 10 away. Another 10 more till we hit yet again another 50 mark. Get yourself involved. I'd love to have you. I'm going to make a push on that 1.2k for the Roland Garros, so see what you can do. As always, first things first, let me know how you got on today. It was just another one of them days for me, unfortunately, and I think I speak for the majority of us when I say it's probably going to be one of those weeks. I was rather disappointed with the performance Big Foe put in. Very disappointed indeed, but he weren't the only one. He was not the only one, as I imagine you all very well know. But get yourself involved. Did you win? Did you lose? Did you come close? Share with the group. Don't be shy. And now that's out the way, we'll get cracking with these over in Switzerland. First off, you got Kachanov, Sebastian Hofner. These have never played each other before. You're getting Kachanov at around 1.5. A little bit of respect to Sebastian Hofner. I like to see that. He has been playing really good. A 4-game winning streak now. He's won 8 of his last 10. He beat Leo Borg, Bralia Pelka in qualifying. Ivan Gakov, he smoked him. And then he got it done against Nuno Borges in straight sets. Solid as you like. I was rather happy with that. Kachanov, even though he had a very back and forth game with Nishikori ended up retiring in that one, so he ended up getting the win. Could have went either way. Easily could have went against Karen Kachanov. That could have. 1.5 seems very tempting. I don't think Sebastian Hofner has given me any reason to go against him this weekend. Seems all these dogs keep prevailing. I don't think he's a bad shout. I really don't. How much do I expect from Kachanov today? I'm not too sure. I've been a bit on the fence with Kachanov all season. I don't really know what to expect from him on any given day. So he's played a lot better since we've come on the clay. I will give him that. On paper, he probably should be getting this one done. But I don't know. I fancy Hofner to keep it close, maybe to take a set off him. I don't know. Kachanov can be a bit shaky. Hofner for a set, anyone? I don't know. I'm not picking that with much conviction. At that price, it probably would be Sebastian Hofner. I don't see why not. If he can just play solid enough as what he's played all week, he definitely stands a good chance against Karen Kachanov, in my opinion. So we'll move on to Taylor Fritz. Hubert Hurkacz. Once again, odds are rather identical on this one. Again, Hubert Hurkacz at a slightly lesser dog price on this one, 2.25. Should be a good game. They've played each other 6 times before, 5 of them going the way of Taylor Fritz, as we'd probably expect. You know, he's a much more complete player at this point than the poll. Hubert Hurkacz beat him once in 2019, and then Taylor Fritz has beat him every time since. Taylor Fritz has pretty much beat him on every surface too. Grass, indoor, outdoor, clay, you name it. There's usually a tiebreaker, which does tend to be the case with most of these Hurkacz games, where it always used to be the case anyway. Tiebreaker in the last 2 tiebreakers actually in that one in the United Cup. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiebreakers in the last 4 matches, is that? Maybe look at a tiebreak. I think Hubie could keep it close. Don't know what the spread's going to be. Probably not big enough, around 2.5. I think Taylor Fritz is more than capable of covering that. I really do. He looks solid today against Quinton Hallis. Although Quinton Hallis did manage to cover that spread, we had a feeling he would. I think Hurkacz could probably do the same. Ultimately, if it goes the way I think it's going to go, I think Taylor Fritz, well, you don't need me to tell you, Taylor Fritz pretty much should beat Hubert Hurkacz. He looked good against Artur Rinderknech. He's pretty much done what Hubie does. But you have to admit, you're going to get a lot more resistance the other side of the net from the likes of Taylor Fritz than what you will an Artur Rinderknech or an Artur Cazot. So I probably would fancy Taylor Fritz to get that one done. 1.6. It's not a bad price. It's not very often you get Taylor Fritz at a price like that, especially as a favourite. 1.6 is very tempting, I will admit. Anyone taking it? I don't know. I think if Hubie turns up and just serves him off the court, we all know he can be very tough to break. Look, Taylor Fritz has done him pretty much every time. This one shouldn't be no different. That game against Marcos Giron is still in the back of my mind. It wasn't that long ago. 2 matches ago to be precise. I don't know, I think it's just a bit too soon. It's a bit too soon for me to be fully confident in Taylor Fritz that he's going to get this one done. I think even if he wins, I think it's in straight sets. Could drop one. I don't know. I think if he can just do what he done against Quinton Hallis today, although Hurkacz is quite the step up on the day. I don't know, I feel like if you can deal with Hallis, you've probably got a good chance at dealing with that big server Hurkacz as well. And then the rest will just come naturally. Taylor Fritz, 1.6. Seems quite alright with me. So we will move on to, oh my god, we've got this one again. I'm not even going to bother. I've got Matteo Arnaldi and Djokovic. Djokovic has turned up and wiped the floor with Martin Fucsovics. Happy days, he needed that. Was on a 3-game losing streak. The last time we seen him was in Madrid, and it was, in fact, against Matteo Arnaldi. And Djokovic looks shit. He looks so shit on the clay against this guy. Maybe this time it'll be different. 1.4. Getting Djokovic at 1.4. I don't know if it was like that last time. Don't quote me on it. 6-3, 6-4. It was just a poor performance from Djokovic. And Matteo Arnaldi is on a 2-game winner now. You know, he beat Hugo Gaston in the first round. And then he got it done against Fabio Mares in straight sets today. You know, just after you put in the worst performance of your life against Bautista Agut and you start playing really good again. The inconsistency is just, it's hard to get a hold of with Matteo Arnaldi. I suppose the same could be said, sort of, for Djokovic. You know, he hasn't exactly been the king of consistency himself this season. When faced with this matchup, there's always one answer for me. It'll always be Djokovic, but I said that last time. And like I said, I'll just say it for the final time, he looked horrendous. Horrendous. Looked much better yesterday against Fucsovics, I will give him that. I don't know, man, I mean, it weren't that long ago. How much is going to change? How much is Djokovic going to exert himself in this match if Matteo Arnaldi does start giving him problems? I'm not too sure. Can't expect me to believe Djokovic really cares about this before the Roland Garros, so we'll see how it goes. It's either going to be light work for Djokovic, straight sets, utter revenge spot, or it's just going to be a dog watch, you know. It's just going to be one of them games where you don't know what's going to happen until it's game, set, match. So I think their previous meeting is enough for me to stay off this one, so we will crack on to Alexei Popyrin, Cam Norrie. I was gutted for Jacob Fairley today, man. He just couldn't get it done. Fine margins, only a break in it, really. Popyrin just too good for him. Maybe that's the levels. You know, Fairley's nearly there. He's still got a way to go. Yeah, plenty of time for him. Now he plays Cam Norrie. Now he plays the older guy, the seasoned Brit. Will Cam Norrie get some revenge for his boy? I'm not so sure. He did get a retirement against Thomas Mahac, although he looked really good in that. He did take a set, but he's looked good all week. He's looked really good all week. We did say it'd probably be unwise to go against Cam Norrie today against Thomas Mahac. I was going to say he was yet to drop a set. Did he take that first one? No. He did drop one today against Thomas Mahac, yeah, pardon me. But apart from that, he's flew through qualifying. And then he beat Dom Stricker straight sets too. Alexei Popyrin kind of struggled against Nicolas Jarry. And then, although we know Nicolas Jarry's been quite bad, he's been rather off the boil all season. On paper, you'd say Jacob Fearnley probably should have been a bit of an easier matchup or a lighter matchup on the clay as opposed to Jarry, but I don't know, man. We all agree Jacob Fearnley's played really well this season. I thought he'd have a decent go with Popyrin, and it weren't that bad. Just not enough on the day that happens. Is he going to get past Cam Norrie? That is another question within itself. These have played each other once before, back in 2019. Don't think it means much going into today. That went the way of Cam Norrie on the hard court for those that care. There's currently no odds for this. I imagine it's going to be pretty much split down the middle. I'd probably give the slight edge to Cam Norrie in this one. I think he's played a lot better. Although, take the Thomas Mahash retirement out, you'd have to say Popyrin's probably beat the better two, would you? Kirken, Brooksby, Stricker, Mahash, Fearnley, Jarry. I don't know. You decide that one. Either one of these for a set would be a solid pick. I wouldn't mind going with Cam Norrie in this one. See what the odds are, see what price I get for him. Might take him for the set as a parlay piece. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm just trying to picture it. I'm trying to envision if that was Cam Norrie today and not Jacob Fearnley, what would have happened. I don't know. It's tough to know, innit? I'd lean with Cam Norrie in this one. I'm not picking that with much conviction. More so because I want him to avenge Jacob Fearnley for me, but whether he does or whether he doesn't will remain to be seen. We'll see what happens with it. That's going to do us over in Switzerland, and then we'll hop on over to Germany really quick. If you're still watching, you're not subscribed, you not like the video, what are you doing? You know what to do. Do me the favour. Do yourself the favour. Where are we? Some tough ones here. Say some tough ones. I mean, you haven't got to force anything today. Like I said at the start of the week, don't be going crazy on these ones. We've seen some of these big favourites just fall to absolute shit all over the bed and roll around in it so far this week. Would you be surprised to see more of the same today? Absolutely not. I think the majority of the favourites have won or been winning in Switzerland, and then it's been quite doggy over in Germany. We'll see what happens today. First off, rather. We've got Etcheverry, Yuri Lehechka, heads ahead, one apiece, getting Lehechka around 1.6. I quite like it indeed. Etcheverry's have played, well, both times these have played have been on the clay, both of them in straight sets, both in 2022 as well. Lehechka getting that one done over in Gstaad. Slightly similar conditions. I think that's a bit of an altitude one, but, quite some time ago. Etcheverry, just when we were certain he was playing really, really crap all season, he snaps out of it, beats Comisania, beats Ugo Cobolli, both in straight sets. Are these young Argentinians just giving him pity wins, mate? Are these young Argentines just letting the fucking older guy win because he needs to snap into a bit of form? I don't know. I don't know. They're definitely not doing that. I'm just joking, by the way, but I think he'll have his work cut out for him against Yuri Lehechka. Cerundolo did. He's shown him no mercy today. He fucked him right up. He didn't look that convincing against Bornagosio. Turns up, bullies Cerundolo. I would love to think he's going to turn up and do much of this, pretty much more of the same. More of the same to Etcheverry. Cerundolo does fall into the category of players that, although it may be hard to accept, but sometimes you have to admit, Cerundolo doesn't exactly need to go all out in this tournament. He has a very, very good shot. Very good shot. I'm not going to say winning that French Open. I don't see why not. But he can make a very, very good run in it. We all know it's true. Yuri Lehechka, this is time for him. He can just take this title. Take the title. I said in yesterday's video, he's probably better than Cerundolo on the day anyway. We just haven't seen much from him since he played Jack Draper quite some time ago. But any other time, any other season, any other surface, I'd be taking Uri-Lehechka in at 1.6 against Echeverry. I don't see what's up with that. I don't see what's up with that, but just as I get to thinking I'm going to take it, is this just another upset spot? Is Lehechka going to turn up, not play that good, or struggle, and then he gets beat and we go, oh, well, he doesn't really need to win anyway. Lehechka does need to win games. I'm not having it with people saying, oh, Lehechka's going to... You're in the quarterfinals now. You're in the quarterfinals. If you're saving yourself for the French Open, you would have fucked yourself off by now, surely. I'd like to think that. I'd also like to think Lehechka gets this done. Still haven't been that convinced with Echeverry. The one against Commissania, he was very, very passive. Commissania, that was. Didn't catch much of the Hugo Cobolli game, but I think Uri-Lehechka is 10 times the player either one of those two are. So, once again, 1.6. We're getting decent prices for all these today. I feel like we're getting treated. We're definitely getting treated. There was loads of big favourites the past few days. Zverev today, 1.1. Okay, shot himself in the tiebreak in the end. First off for Alexander Muller, but we'll touch on that in a second anyway. Well, that was probably the biggest one of the week. Is it? Yeah, I don't know. I think so. Well, yeah. It'd be Uri-Lehechka in that one, folks, and we'll crack on with Flavio Cobolli and Roberto Bautista Agut. Rather impressed with Flavio Cobolli. Straight sets against Davidovich Fokina. A lot of people was taking guile in that one. Just add that to the list of dogs, innit? Add it to the list of favourites that just didn't turn up to play. I say didn't turn up to play. Cobolli was just too good for him. Bautista Agut, you know, if you'd have watched that game today, you didn't know much about tennis. You'd have thought Bautista Agut was going to be playing in the finals at the end of the year. Francis Tiafoe made him look so good. If you look at the stats, I mean, he just blew him off the court. Never seen anything like it in my life. It's a funny one. It's a double-edged sword, but it's kind of bittersweet. Although I was disappointed, I'd have loved a win. I would have. He should have got that done. Big foe, that is. What did I say yesterday? Whatever it cost you, it's a very small price to pay for a lot of certainty. I am 100% certain now. Where I stand with Francis Tiafoe, he cannot play over in Europe. This guy cannot play unless we're in the States on the hard court. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I know for certain. I won't go on about it anymore. You know, that's not really my thing. But that was diabolical, unforgivable, absolute disgrace. You should hang your head in shame. I'd be embarrassed to be an American after watching what he done today, just for a day. But first off, for Bautista Agut, I mean, he got the... I still can't believe it. I imagine you're in the same boat. What are you gonna do? The guy just looked like a fucking D2 player, if that's even a thing. I don't know. Just a glorified college player out there today. So I'm not taking much from that win, unfortunately, for Bautista Agut. Is he gonna be Flavio Cobolli? Why not? He's just smoked Marcus Giron. He's just smoked Francis Tiafoe. Two Americans in straight sets. How's he gonna fare himself against an Italian, someone who can actually play on the clay? I don't think it'll be easy for him. I think it'll actually be a lot harder than the last two games. Getting Cobolli around 1.5. 1.5. It's not too bad. I'd be very tempted to take that. Hey, look, I took Big Foe at around 1.5, 1.6 today. I'd be taking Flavio Cobolli. Simple as that, folks. You do with that what you will. I don't fancy going there. And then Bautista Agut beats me, I'd feel fucking sick again. So that's enough to keep me away from that. I've got two more. I've got Andrei Rublev and Dere. It's another one, innit? This is another one. Just when you get to thinking, I'm going to take Rublev. He looked good against Demir Juma. And he looked really good against Justin Engel today. But that's not really saying much. If we compare the levels of the two. Dere looked decent in his first game. A little bit shaky against Binach. Could have lost that in straight sets. Easily could have lost that in straight sets. He was down a break in that first set, managed to pull it back and then took it, dropped the second. And then the third set was a little bit back and forth. It was a bit more convincing than that. I feel like the clay class really prevailed in the end. Just the type of guy to trouble Rublev. Just the type of guy. It's easy, you look at it and you go, oh, it's Andrei Rublev. 10 times out of 10. He's well better than this kid. Dere's really good on the clay. We know that. And it's Andrei Rublev. What more do you want me to say? He's 1.5 if anyone's going to go there. Very, very tempting, I will admit. But this is just the spot, innit? This is just the spot. It's happened time and time again this season. You go, yeah, it's Rublev time. And then we watch the game. You see what happens, and then at the end of it, you go, oh my god, it was absolutely not Rublev time. So I don't know. If anyone's taken him, you're a braver guy than I am. Please do let me know. Dere probably shouldn't be getting past Andrei Rublev. No. Andrei Rublev, looking at his rankings, you'd say he's probably going to save himself for the French Open. But he needs wins. He needs wins. He needs to get into a bit of a rhythm leading into this French Open. And this is just a tournament for him to do so. Look, especially now Zverev's gone. Especially now there's no Zverev. He's going to be the nailed-on favourite to take this. So we'll see how he reacts to that. I would be going with Rublev in this one. And then we'll wrap this shit up. Alexander Muller, Felix Auger-Aliassime, head-to-head is 1 apiece. Alexander Muller got this done last year in Shanghai on the hard court. 6-3, 6-2, quite convincing. Then Felix got it done in 2018 over on the clay. Fairly decent against Impechi Pericard today, 6-2, 6-4. Probably a lot more convincing than what I'd have expected. And then he looked good against Daniel Altmaier. Have you seen what's happening? Have you seen what's happened here? We've all doubted Felix all week, and he's dusted everyone aside. This is exactly what he does. This is exactly what he does. He plays so well, and he makes you believe in him, and then he lets you down so hard. He lets you down so hard. This guy, he does. When he falls, he hits the ground so fucking hard. Muller's just the type of guy to put a stop to this. He is. Zverev just couldn't win that game as much as he tried today. You can tell he didn't want to lose it. And then the more and more that third set got on, he really wanted to win that. You're not going to drag that out if you don't care. I'm not bothered what you say, you're just not. Close price once again, 1.6. A lot of 1.6s today. A lot of 1.6s. We'll see how they turn out, but I think Felix operates rather good at that price. As a favourite around 1.6, 1.7, I think he functions well. I really do. 11 and 8 on the clay so far for Alexander Muller this year. 2 and 4 for Felix. There you go. There you go. Upset alert. Look, I looked at the matchup and I went, yeah, Felix has played great his last 2 games. He probably beats Alexander Muller. But does he? Who's going to be more inspired to take this title, especially after you've just beat the home favourite? I'd be willing to bet Alexander Muller's feeling himself going into this. If he wins, he wins. He doesn't, he doesn't. But I feel like it'd be a decent pick. It would. 2.25, 2.3. I would have liked a little bit more, I suppose. I probably wouldn't fire on that personally, but no, it's up to you. I mean, the choice is yours. You pay your money, you take your choice. Thinks Felix gets this done. I see why not. He's a better player. You'd probably taken Felix in this matchup any other time prior to this week. So I don't think much has changed. Look, if you're going to beat Zverev, you're probably going to beat Felix. Just saying. Food for thought. That's just the way I'm looking at it. I think we'll leave that there. I think we're going to leave that there because I've got some night shifts to get to and I'm going to have to get ready. Roundabout now. Fuck me. Look at the time. Very well, folks. I'll be saying good night to you. Appreciate you stopping by. As always, like and subscribe. Take it easy then, yeah. You take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and enjoy the matches. Let me know what you're going for, best bets, all that stuff. Doesn't matter what for. I'm always interested to hear your thoughts. Don't be shy, share with the group. Okay then, take it easy, yeah. Enjoy the matches today. Let's go get that cash if you're having a go. Be sensible if you are, don't go too crazy, and I'll see you tomorrow.